Good morning, everybody. This is Vegereness, and welcome to a brand new video. Oh, it's gonna be a long one. Day one of my journey to 2400 ELO. So I noticed there's been a lot of trend of YouTubers, streamers doing these type of journey to like 1800, 1500, 2000, 2200, all that good stuff. And I was figuring, okay, why don't I try and go on this bandwagon? But I wanted to make it more interesting. So I have a couple of chess goals I want to complete by the end of next year, and one of them is to really get my FIDE and CFC rating up. So I figured, why don't I just do a challenge like on Rapid, but make the challenge where I really need to improve. Like I have to study, I have to learn new things to get better. So I picked 2400, which I've never hit ever in Rapid before. I have in Bullet. I hit 2400 in Bullet, but Bullet and Rapid are completely different games. So I'm looking forward to this. There's gonna be a lot of pain. I'm gonna be explaining all my thoughts when when I play the games. But I really hope you stick around and see. I will. And I know it's gonna be hard for me in my mind to try and hit 2400 because that's such an absurd number. But I promise when I'm logged in and then I keep playing over and over, I'm gonna try my best, and I think I can. It's just gonna take a while, and it might take 300, 400, 500 days, but that's fine. We're gonna do a video every single day. It's gonna be. I'm gonna try to do 1 to 2 games depending on how I feel in one video. But most importantly, I'm gonna make sure I think about what I say, what I think, analyze the games afterwards, try and learn different concepts. Funny enough, I did a video yesterday for this series, and my mic was not on. Like it was on, but the setting on Streamlabs OBS was not on. So it was very sad because I actually won the game, and I was very happy how I won. So I might wake up and do this and have 2 losses to present, but it is what it is. I can tell for sure the mic is working, so I think we are good to go. And let's see, we're at 2156, and our goal is to hit 2400. So now the only thing is, I'm not sure if I want to do a 10-minute game or 15-10. But I think I'm going to try 10 minutes for now. Okay, so we're playing a 21-22 E4, so we're going to go with French. I have a feeling as I play more rapid games, I'm going to start changing up my opening repertoire a little bit. But that's fine. So everything I'm playing right now is what I'm aware of and what I usually do. But I think we're going to go with some more... We're going to change stuff a little bit too. So this is all standard. Knight c3 is not as standard, but it's okay. And now I go queen b6, threatening the pawn. Now, there are some tricks here. White can play a3, and if white plays a3, I cannot take the b2 pawn, because if I take here, that will trap. So I play this really weird variation that, engine-wise, it's bad for black, but I've never met an opponent who's figured it out yet. So it's a little bit of a gamble. So usually I play b5, and then the knight takes here, and then I take with the knight, and then rather than white take back, they're supposed to play b4, and that's the winning line. But so far, I have never seen anyone play this counter yet. So eventually I'm going to have to probably think of something better. Okay, so now if they play b4, I'm screwed. If they don't play b4, okay, there we go. So now, because they don't play b4 and they play dxc, I can play b4, and now I get some sort of compensation. A little bit. I know when the engine this is wrong, so I think when we review this, I'm probably going to have to change this line. I just can't recall right now what the proper move sequences are, but like I said, we're doing this journey, so I might as well start improving my technique right away. So that way, every other game, I'm going to slowly remember all the little improvements to these opening lines. But right now, we're in our prep, or bad prep, but it's okay. So yeah, I'm thinking about doing 1 game of 10 and 1 15-10. I'm not sure which one's more advantageous for this, because I am a blitz player and a bullet player. Like, I can play really well. But 15-10 is more like classical chess, which I'm really doing this to get my classical better. That's what I really want to prove. Okay, so I have options. I can take the pawn. Okay, let me look at this quickly. I don't remember what queen d2. So if I take... Oh my god, my arrows are terrible today. So take queen here. I can't recapture this because if I go... Oh, I could with the bishop, and then he'll just take with the bishop. So I can't do that. I guess I'm supposed to take on c5, right? If I remember. And then takes, and if they go here, and I just take with the queen. Okay. I think that's right. And I will... They can't take this pawn. Oh, okay. I didn't expect that. Now do I take this? I guess I could just play bishop d7. This kind of helps me a little bit. Because I can get bishop d7 now, so I can block all these b checks. That's fine. Now this I will probably pre-move. Because if I take here on e3... Okay, so... This tells me that if I take the c pawn, they're just going to take the pawn back. That might be okay. But I could also play rook c8 and have a nice solid concentration of the c file. Knight takes, bishop takes. No, I don't want to take that knight. There's no way I'm ever taking that knight. Okay, let's go rook c8. He's probably going to be tempted to castle, and then I'm probably going to have to take that c pawn. Okay, it takes the c pawn. Do I really need to take the c pawn? I really technically don't. But now he has these like f5 ideas. f5, knight c5 is still pretty strong for me though. So maybe I'm not too worried. Okay. Alright, I'm not saying I'm in a tricky spot, but I really don't know. I need to know what I'm doing. Okay, so that's smart. He can also do some rook lifts. So I need to think about what my next move is. I can play f6 and do my own rook lift. That might not be a bad idea, to be honest. Okay, let's play f6. And then if f5, I could take the knight and then maybe take the e-pawn. Yeah, because if f5, bishop takes, pawn takes, pawn takes. Okay, so he's taking that first. Do I take with the rook, though? No, bishop's still good. Oh, he's going to pick up a pawn because he has this move. That's not ideal. Okay. It's not the worst pawn to lose, but it gives him a tempo to do something next, which is not great for me. I think I need to reroute the queen this way. But now I'm down an actual pawn. And I don't have a d4 push because bishop f3 stops everything. I think I played this a little greedy. I could take here. I think I have to take, actually. Yeah, I'm not... My bishop's too backwards. Okay, so let's take here. Let's see if he takes with the rook. Okay. I need to play for activity, so queen h4 seems to be right. But I think I'm already having a tough time because I have a bad bishop. I don't know how to... Like, the only way to reroute it is to go here and here, but that's really slow. It's going to take 2 whole moves, and maybe it might be worth it. Okay, so he is planning to... Can't really stop that. Takes. Well, I could reroute the bishop and then go rook c2. If I don't do that, then the next... Actually, I don't even have queen h5 to defend this, so I would have to play queen e7. I might have to get rid of the queen, yeah. Now my goal is rook c2, or at least bishop g6 to try to reroute everything. I could even play bishop f7 and kind of sneak my king this way. I am down a pawn, but it's not the worst pawn to be down. And at least I have this open lane, and he can't stop it with rook c4. I think my mouse is broken. I need to buy a new mouse. Because it's not letting me do the full... Yeah, mouse is broken. Confirmed. We'll fix that later. But right now we're in slight trouble. We're a little bit down on time, but we have an active rook. Our pieces are relatively safe, and now we just need to get into rooks too. So bishop d3 would be the best move for white, and then I would have to play rook c1 and then figure out a way what to do with this rook. But bishop d3 is the best move by far for white, because it also shuts down bishop g6. Which is annoying. The only benefit I have in this position is I do have a passed pawn, but I can't... Okay, so we're going to... How does he save the b pawn then? Yeah, there's no way. That couldn't be a good move. Like, bishop d3 was a must. Okay, so... I have no choice. Oh, okay, so that's how he saves it? Well, I have to play this no matter what. Rook f2. Well, you know, we can do a little bit of perpetual check, and I can get a draw. To be fair, this is probably the position I don't want to go for a win, because they do have an extra pawn. Oh man, are we really gonna go for a draw? Are we really gonna go for a draw? I think we have to. Actually, no. I do have rook c4. And then I can take the pawn. So do we go for a draw or do we go for the win? That's the real question. I think I'm gonna go for the win. We can outplay this person. I believe. Like, the fact he didn't play bishop d3 tells me he didn't understand the position. But I can also make a mistake too. So yeah, we're gonna go for the win. There's a very vulnerable e-pawn that I just need to go to rook e4 and really get it. In fact, I might even go to rook e4 now. If he doesn't play bishop f3, I might just do rook e4. No, I can't do that because he has rook e2 to stop that. Okay, so this sucks because he has all these little tricks, so I have to play g6, but now I gave him an outpost on f6, potentially. However, going to rook f6 is actually not the best. It only works if he plays bishop g4, because then he can target e6 with the rook and with the rook and bishop. Okay, so he's played bishop f3, so I can't. So we are going to go just get the free pawn. Or maybe I can play bishop b5 and then threaten rook c1, because then that would be mate. Yeah, let's try that. That would be tricky. No, but if I go bishop b5, he goes bishop e2, rook check, rook f1, and I have to trade everything. Okay, no, we're just going to take the free pawn. Okay, so yeah, he's going to get all the pressure back, so I might have to block this. Yeah, let's play bishop b4, b5. If he goes rooks, if he does all the checks, then I'm gonna break through on the queen side, and then I just need to get rid of this e pawn, or I could just send my d pawn. But I will lose this a pawn if I can crack this position. Okay, so that makes sense. Maybe now I just play. Maybe this is where I trade now. Just try and struggle because I have a passed pawn. Yeah, we need a trade. We can't give white an active rook on my file. I think I can get it. I think I can have a better chance going after this pawn. I'm going to pre-move the bishop. Now it's become a blitz game. So we mentally have... Well, I have to mentally switch to like a blitz game mode now. He's offered me a draw. I'm going to decline. Because I don't allow him time, but I'm also pretty good at at this, so I do have a pass pawn. That's my only real advantage here. Okay. Okay, so he has this like path. Okay, maybe I just gotta go this way too. Because if he goes too far, I can push. He can't go king c5 because I could go bishop d3. See, this is where endgames are everything. Like, you got... Okay, so we're gonna do this, and we're gonna thread here, and then we're gonna push this pawn. Problem is, we have to push the pawn when the king moves. King's not gonna move right away. Okay, so he's just planning to do that. This is tricky. Okay, I have to move faster to him because I need to put time pressure. I'm the one that's going to put all the time pressure. He can also be going like this. But, like, I don't care because I have this pass pawn. I need to remember this. Okay. I'm going to do a delay move and see what he does. Okay. He might get up his own pass pawn. Okay, so let's put pressure here, and then we can just play this. I don't know. Maybe his king's more active. If I go here, he just plays... Maybe I did screw this up. I can always use d4 as a deflection. Shit. Did I screw this up? Okay, let me lock that up. I don't know if he's playing this right. But I think this is gonna be a draw. Unless I make him miss a move. I also have no real way of defending this pawn. But if I go to king d8, d7, he doesn't have a way of actually pushing. Like if I go here, I'm relatively safe because I can just play king c7. Okay, so he is going to do it. Oh, he's going to deflect me off it. So now if I play bishop c4, can I push this way? Then c3, he has here. I play back here. I could take this. I might be able to swing my king fast. Oh, this is getting really tricky. I don't know. This might be winning for white because he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I think I still have enough time to push. Oh, does he have bishop d5? No, he doesn't. Okay, so now can I stop this? No, he has checks, so I have to push. I can still play bishop c5, bishop b5. Okay, if I go here, this is losing to this. Bishop b5. Bishop b5. No, I think I have to push the pawn. Oh, he's just going after those pawns. I didn't think about that. Okay. Damn, maybe I'm losing now. Oh, this is sad. Well, maybe I can just deflect? Oh no, this is over for me. Yeah, I gotta resign. Oh, I played that wrong! Okay, that's okay. I'm gonna learn from this. That sucked. I don't know if I was too greedy. I might have just miscalculated. I definitely miscalculated something. Okay, let's take a look at the analyst view. E4, E6, D4, D5, knight C3, knight F6, E5, knight D7, F4, C5, knight F3, knight C6, bishop E3, queen B6, knight A4, knight A5, C3. Okay, so I'm not supposed to play this. I have to remember to play... It wants me to take the C pawn. So CXD, then they play B4. And then do a knight sack? Holy crap. So this is the line they're suggesting. Here, 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 and then castle. And this is equal? I don't know if I can do that. That looks very uncomfortable. Maybe I'll just play b6. Okay, I need to study this better. So obviously b5 is bad, but he takes, and he forgets. He plays dxc. Oh, he doesn't play. It doesn't say to play b4. Okay. So queen d2 is bad. Bishop takes. Knight here. Oh, bishop d7 is bad. I'm supposed to just take this pawn, and then okay. So I'm supposed to go here. bxc3, knight x d4, he takes, and then just castle, and then I'm pretty solid. There's like no weaknesses in my position. Okay, and it's a little bit better for black here. Do I want to play this position? I guess I do, because I get the target isolated c pawn. Okay, I like that more. Okay, we play bishop d7. So, yeah, so I know there's a lot of lines when bishop d7 happens. I always keep looking here because of the camera, but the camera's here. I always think about bishop d7 because there's a lot of lines in the French where you play bishop d7, but this is not one of them. So I have to recall this. Okay, so bishop e2, rook c8. Rook c8's also bad. Oh, I'm supposed to keep taking this pawn. Yeah, remember I kept saying, do I take this pawn or not? I should have just done it. Yeah, all the misses are because of the pawn take. I'm supposed to keep taking that pawn. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, and this is where I knew I was bad. So bishop b6, queen b6. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Bishop E8, yes, because this is the one time I can actually activate my bishop and put it on G6. So I did miss a critical timing. Oh wow, he had B5. Yeah, that would have been devastating. Oh boy, yeah, that would have sucked. So I had to take, and then I remember playing this. Oh, I'm supposed to go bishop F7. Okay, yeah, that is right. That is more accurate because I can still play bishop G6 rather than play bishop D7 and lock my bishop in. And then I didn't go for the. I did not go for the draw. A5, really. Yeah, because I guess it saves all the pawns, right? And then H5 is best? Oh, man. I have a lot to work on endgame. So white's always better a little here. I had bishop F5, okay. H5 is still better. Oh, because this is winning for white completely. I'm supposed to go king B7. It's not winning. Yeah, so... Yeah, this is a foregone conclusion. Okay. Yeah, I let the king enter. Oh, wait a minute. Can I save this? What? According to the engine, this is save. This is drawish. Oh my god. Do I have a... Maybe I need to work on them. So bishop... King E5 is the best move. So king E5, H5, bishop E4, H6, bishop A4, or bishop D3. And I just keep the bishop this entire... Oh, because they can't progress. If the king goes back here, then I move in, and this bishop pawn can never move. Oh my god, this is actually a drawing endgame. But I went too fast, which obviously I'm low on time, and I decided to just send my king this way, which was losing instantly. Yeah, when I was thinking in the game, I wasn't thinking about, is there a way I could suppress the king from moving forward? Okay. A lot to learn. That was good. I think do we want to do one more? Yeah, let's do one more. So let's try to do 15-10. Less pressure on me. And wow, that was a nice little wake-up call, that game. Okay. Terry Tao. Let's go E4. Wow, there was a way with two pawns and even the same color bishop to stop that whole progression on the king side. Okay, C5. So I play the Maroczy bind against C5, but I think I really need to start playing regular Sicilian again, which means like everything else. Like just a D4 and go into all the different lines. Originally, the reason why I played Maroczy is because I didn't want to learn the theory of Sicilian. So I like to play Maroczy because I also like controlling the d5 square, and I kind of like these positional styles. So funny enough, Maroczy actually is the best move for e6. But against d6 or knight f6 or knight c6, it's not like it's very drawish. But I really enjoy the Maroczy, and I have put in a lot of prep, so I know a lot of side moves for Maroczy. So if I'm going to start doing French again, I'm going to have to really start learning my French. Okay, so this is standard. I don't know about a6. A6 is a little bit too soon, but we're just gonna push the normal d4. We're expecting bishop b4. That's standard too. Nope, he doesn't do that. He plays queen c7. Okay, that makes sense. Do I play bishop e3 or do I play bishop e2? I like bishop. No, let's go bishop e2. My dark square bishop usually goes to e3, but you never know. There might be something else happens, and I just decide to move it. Okay, we'll go bishop e3. So in these positions, h5 is very common because he can then stick his knight on g4, and there's a lot of these, like, if I castle, a lot of these possible shenanigans with the pawn on h5 going here if I take the knight on g4 to stop the threat of the knight taking my bishop. So he's playing d6, which I think this is actually a good move order because if I go for a quick castle, he could decide to play aggressive and go kingside. So the question is, do I have any stall moves in this line? I don't think I have actually any stall moves. Like rook c1, I could just do right away, but that doesn't feel correct. I can play queen d2 right away because I'm not going to see bishop b4 anymore. I almost feel like he's waiting for me to castle. I just have this odd feeling. Okay, let's play rook c1. It's always a good idea to have the rook across from your enemy queen, even if there's like a couple pieces in the way. Because I have knight d5 possibility. If actually I have knight d5 right now. If I really wanted to. Actually, I might even consider doing that. The more I think about it. This pawn is vulnerable, but I still get a tempo because the queen has to move. But then I have to move my knight, and that's when the pawn can be lost. So, okay, I'm more confident he's going to castle, so I'm going to castle now. And now knight d5 is a real move. Knight d5 is definitely a real move here. But maybe I don't want to blow everything up right away. Okay, so we're going to play f4. So this is my standard Maroxy. Usually I play bishop f3, I play b3, I play queen d2. All the little nice little moves here. I see queen b6 sometimes in this line. But I could just play queen f5, defending the bishop and also attacking here. And then even if black takes b2, it's not really a big deal for me. I get all this initiation. I get the initiative, and okay, bishop d7 is completely normal. Okay, so now knight d5 looking. Knight d5 is looking nice. But you know what? Let's just keep developing. I don't see it because I kind of want to play bishop f3, protecting e pawn. Then I want to play knight d5. Okay, so he's going to go bishop c6, attack the e4 pawn, which is logical. And then he also has the option of b5, which is also very logical. Actually, he doesn't have b5 right now, because if I take, he can actually take because of the rook on c1. So from this position, I have options. I can play g4, g5. I could play f5. I could still play knight d5. So I've also done queen f2 to target all these the dark square issues, dark squares around the queen. So a lot of flexibility. Still have a lot of options. My time is really high, but my time is very high because this is all prep still, technically. So that's why I'm moving pretty well, because I've been able to analyze all these different positions. Now, if he plays e5, I play bishop e3. I don't take that pawn, because I want to keep d6 as a weakness, so I can focus on it later. I've seen lines where I can play a4 here too, if I remember. I don't know about b4 though. Okay. So last time someone played knight d7, I think I played f5. But then they could play knight e5. Jeez, knight d5 is kind of looking tempting right now. If I play knight d5, I set up an isolated d pawn. The problem is after knight d5, queen d8. Do I really want to take that bishop on e7? I guess I kind of want to, because then I can follow up with rook d1. And now I have all this nice presence attacking the d pawn. Okay, so knight d5, e takes d, c takes d. Maybe they play knight c5. Pawn takes bishop. Most likely pawn takes back. Okay, so let me visualize this in my head. So knight d5. I don't want to use the right clicker because I know my mouse is broken, so that's why I'm not doing all the arrows. So knight d5, pawn takes, knight c5, pawn takes bishop, pawn takes. Rook fd1. The problem is if they play knight c5 now, I can just play b4. He can also be preparing for e5. A lot of ideas. b5 doesn't work because I could just take the pawn for free. Yeah, I don't think I care about knight c5. I do have b4. If he plays knight a4, then I can knight d5 takes. Yeah, okay. Let's just develop. Let's just put more pressure on the d pawn for later. So now I'm really threatening knight d5 because I could then reroute my bishop on d4 just to c3, and now I have this bishop is like godly. My only real weakness here is c4, the pawn c4, but that's a temporary weakness. He can also. Oh, I didn't consider bishop f6. But then I just get the pawn on d6. Yeah, I like this move a lot. I like rook fd1. I don't know if it's the engine move, but I definitely like it now the more I think about it. I think my rook on f needs to serve. Because usually I like pushing f5. And I still think f5 is not a bad idea. But I think the center is just. He just seems a little squished. And I like to help with that by putting more pressure on the squishy areas. Now, I'd be shocked if you play knight b6 because he's starting to c4 pawn because knight d5 looks really good in that scenario. Like, very good. So yeah, let's hope for knight c6. Let's hope for, or sorry, knight b6. Let's hope for a miscalculation. Yeah, you know what? I might like 1510 more for this challenge because I can take my time. I know I have an increment, so I'll never lose on time. Truly, at least I don't. At least I'll have to think. I think I won't lose on time. Um, yeah, I got all these natural moves in, but we'll see. Middle game is middle game for me right now tends to be my strength. Like identify a plan, know where I need to send resources over. All of that's been good for me. So I win probably most of my games in the middle game now. But we'll never know because this is rapid. So again, classical, I'm much stronger at classical than I am in blitz. I think so. Um, but there's a couple of things I need to work on. Sometimes I have a tendency of rushing, and I also notice too I have a tendency of missing tactics that maybe when I was younger I didn't miss as much. So maybe it's an age thing. I don't know. But right after I record this, I'm gonna do my tactics series. That's gonna be a fun. That's gonna be a hard video, or hard multiple videos to do, just like this challenge. Yeah, it's funny because I can wait in a classical game. I can wait my opponent to do 15, 20 minutes for a move, and I'd be completely fine with it. But I feel like online, I have this weird feeling of, man, they're taking so long to move. Maybe because I can't hold my attention on an online board as well as classical, because or as compared to like an over the board um, position or game. I feel like even though I've probably played more online games than tournament games, obviously I probably have. Um, my tournament over the board games, I still enjoy it more. And I'm still better over the board. I feel like than online. But maybe it's also because I put much more focus. So maybe in this, as I continue playing more rapid games, maybe I'll figure out better ways to improve my focus and like retention on an online screen like this. Well, you know what? I think I have no choice because getting to 2200 might not be the hardest thing. It might. Who knows? We might do it in a few days or this week. But 2300, that's gonna be tough. And then 2400, like I might be playing IMs and Well, I definitely will be playing FMs, but I might be playing IMs in rapid, and that's like, oh man, I'm not looking forward to that. But we'll see. We shall see. Well, my opponent's taken a while, which is completely fine. Okay, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect rook a d8. It makes sense because you're protecting the pawn. But doesn't knight d5 look so good now? Oh, okay, hold on. Let me think. So knight d5, e takes, c takes. Maybe they'll go. I don't know where they're going to move the queen, but I'm going to attack the c pawn, and then I can play e5 and have a double attack. And I still have b4 to clear out the knight on c5 if I really need to. And then I have, more importantly, d6 is just weak. They burned a lot of time to figure this out. Okay, I do have another option. I could play b4 right now and just do b4, b5. That actually might be winning on the spot. See, my phone agrees. It just buzzed me. b4? b4 looks good. Okay, knight d5. Okay, so when we do this, we have to do the full line so we don't assume anything. So knight d5, e takes d, c takes d. I'm not sure where they're gonna go. Maybe knight c5. Pawn takes, bishop, pawn takes. Everything looks kind of okay, but b4 looks kind of devastating. Because if they go b5, pawn takes, anything, pawn takes, knight can take for free. Okay, so if I play b4, do they have another move? Do they have like e5? e5, okay, b4, e5. Pawn takes, maybe do pawn takes, bishop e3, and then knight c5 with a rook attacking my queen. Okay, so b4, e5, bishop e3, pawn takes, bishop takes, knight to e5. And they're attacking my f3 and c4 pieces. Hold on, so b4, e5, bishop e3, pawn takes, bishop takes, knight e5. Queen e2. Yeah, they're going to be in trouble. Okay, we're going to do it. I think they're going to be in trouble. I don't want to burn too much time. Because he seems to be a long thinker, which is completely fine, but if I can make him... Oh, he plays this? Oh, because it reroutes the knight. Well, no. That's too fast. That move was too quick. I think he rushed that. Okay, so if I take the knight, if I take the bishop and knight f6, he's completely fine because everything's defended, and he can also retreat. But if I play b5 now, he can't. He takes the pawn. I take with the pawn. It's a blunder for sure. It's a blunder. Because even if he goes queen b6, I still get a tempo after taking the queen. And then I take his bishop. Yeah, this is blunder. This has to be a blunder. Okay. Either he's a god and I missed something, or he just lost a bishop. So, again, I think that's a perfect example of what I'm trying not to do, which is a rushed move. He took so much time to find rook d8, which I didn't like even. I didn't like that move, to be honest. Didn't like it at all. And then he just rushed f6, which I think that was a rush move. I just don't see that to be a good move. I thought e5 made a lot more sense. Because if I play b5, he could just e takes f, and then there's that whole sequence of moves that can happen. But I think this is losing. I'm pretty certain it's losing. Again, if I miss something, then I'm going to learn something more today. Just like how I learned that I gave up an endgame position. Well, I didn't give up. I technically made the wrong move, but in my mind, I didn't think it was a drawish position for me. So I really need to, like, if I was in classical, I probably would have been able to think about it more. And I don't know if I would have found all the right moves, but I would have stopped and paused. So I think, yeah, I don't think I want to do 10 minutes. I think to really get better, I should really take the increment, kind of like a classical game, and just run with it. And don't let time win, let my chess win. So yeah, I have very specific goals. Okay. Oh boy. Now we're talking chess. Okay, so we're he's decided to make this complicated. So but I think he's lost. Yeah, he lost. So I see the move right away, but I'm gonna explain it. So B takes C6, right? And then he was gonna take back with the D4 pawn, and he's gonna target my knight on C6 or knight on C3. The problem is I have knight D5, so I have a tempo move. You can't play queen B6 to do tricky stuff. His only move is queen B8, and then I'm gonna fork the rook and queen with pawn to C7. Yeah. So the only way for him to respond is if I take his bishop, he has to just take back with the pawn. That's the only way. Otherwise, I'm going to win this. So now, I'm not going to say I'm going to win it. I'm going to win a free piece. It's still possible I can blunder this position further and lose, but I am so super locked in right now that I'm not missing this. And to be fair, I missed all the beautiful tap. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, maybe I did miss something. So, see? I rushed 2. If I play knight d5, I did miss something. Because I thought after knight d5, queen c6, I can play knight e7 and fork, but I can't actually fork. Oh, but I do have e5 as the hidden resource. So knight d5, queen c6, e5, and now he can't do anything because I'm threatening knight checks. So I'm going to get a free piece either way. Okay, so I got lucky just now because I didn't calculate. I didn't factor his bishop on f6 covering the e7 square. So this would have actually his idea would have worked perfectly, but yeah, okay. I screwed that up. I screwed up my first idea, but like this can't. Okay, now this move is gonna be much better. E5 is definitely winning. Because I'm going to get the bishop on f6 either way. Okay, we're going to double check because we're a good player. Okay. Now we're winning. Yeah, because if he takes the pawn on e5 with the pawn, then I go knight e7. And then bishop takes and I take his queen. If he doesn't take the pawn, for some reason, I'll just play knight xf6 and then take his queen afterwards. If he moves the queen out of the way, then I just take the bishop on f6 with the pawn. He plays knight. I might even just play knight e7 for the heck of it, but I didn't pick up the pawn on d4. So this is completely, now I'm winning. Now I will have a piece for sure. Yeah, this is 100% a free piece. Nice. Rook d1. That was a good move. I'm very proud of deciding to control the center, not play like f5 pushes or something. That's not guaranteed. Okay. You just might play d3 for the heck of it, but I just might just take his knight at f6. Because why not? This position is so completely over. Like I have the god bishop on f3, targeting b7. I have an isolated d pawns to go after. I'm gonna have my rooks being doubled up on d4 and d1 eventually. Yeah, and the queens are gonna. Okay, that made sense to me. I'm just gonna retreat to h1. Just be super safe. Yeah, but if I put my bishop on d5, it's also over. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't take the knight yet. But if I take the knight, his pawns are crap. And his rook, he doesn't have any rook g8 moves because my bishop on f3 just defends everything. If I also take the knight on f6 and I attack that f6 pawn with my queen, it might give him a better. Oh wow. Okay, that makes sense. He's trying to create some counterplay. He also doesn't want to ruin his pawn structure. And funny enough, pawn to g7 doesn't actually make his position hurt more. Okay, so I really need to keep my pawn on f4 because to stop that knight. Okay, I'm going to take this for sure. I can actually speed. I'm pretty sure I can blitz this out, but we don't want to make a mistake. Now I'm threatening queen f5 and knight e7. So queen f5 is a legit threat. His rook cannot. Okay, so he has decided to trade I can play queen f5 now, actually, now I think about it. Okay, let's trade the knights. And then go queen d4. I could just get rid of the b pawn right now, though. No, but I like activity, so I'll play queen d4. Force him to trade queens. Again, there's no reason for me to do anything. Oh no, I blundered! I rushed. I missed he had that tactic. I missed he had that tactic. That was his trick all along. Wow, if I just played king f1, I would have been fine. Okay. Well, the bad news is we're not winning anymore. But the good news is we still can probably hold on to this. Alright, well, I just made it a game now. Fuck. I don't want to swear, but damn. Oh my god. I can't believe I blundered that. See? I just said rushing mixed with not being aware of your position equals blundering. Okay. I took that for granted too. That's not good. So I can still kind of build a fortress with my position. The problem is he has a b5 break. So if I can get rid of that b pawn, his goal is he's just going to try and get in onto the 7th file, which I can't allow. It's not really, like, it's bad for me, but it's not completely bad. Yeah, because after bishop d5, he has b5. Okay, but I can play rook d1. He goes queen b2. I take the pawn. Yeah, that might be the best move. Because then if he goes here, anywhere here, I could just take. And just keep my bishop on the h1, a8 file line. Wow, I gave up a free queen. Or a queen for a rook exchange. Okay. I still have hope. I don't know if I can win this though, but wow. I was like I really was locked in, and then I just gave up queen. Oh my god. Okay. I know it's okay. I know I'm like kind of just talking about how I messed up, but reality is you gotta just move on. So, objectively speaking, I do have. He's not gonna have a. I think he's gonna have. I think he's gonna have a hard time breaking in. Yeah, so that made sense to me. I'll take that for sure. He does have rook b8, rook b2 ideas. Well, maybe I couldn't take that pawn. Maybe I couldn't take it. If I go rook b1, he takes the a pawn. Maybe I did that too soon. But I couldn't. But b5 is kind of devastating for me. So I can go bishop g2, rook a2, rook b2, rook g1. That's very passive. He'll win right away. I could just rook f2. The problem is he's going to have a rook move. Yeah, maybe I'd rush b7. I didn't think it was as strong. Maybe I didn't think he had a counterattack as strong as I realized. What do you do here, Matt? If I had a chance of getting rid of that d pawn, then this would have been possible for sure. Yeah, I can't play passive. I have to keep this active. Oh. Okay. That was over. Wow. Okay, that was a big that was a meltdown. I completely forgot he had that tactic. Yeah, I was supposed to play bishop g2, bishop rook g1. Wow. Well, I definitely deserve to lose that. So that's what happens when you don't when you make blunders of that level. And especially if they're very precise near the end, it's devastating. So let's go over the game. Oh, rough stuff. Rough start. So e4, knight c5, knight f3, e6, c4, knight c6, knight c3, a6, d4, queen, knight dx d4, queen c7, bishop b2. So again, I know all the... Okay, so rook c1 is actually really good here. Okay. Yeah, f4. Okay, so I just want to play knight d5 right away, right? So if I go knight d5... So if I go knight d5, pawn takes. Takes here. Oh, because I forgot I have two attackers on the c file. Oh, this is better. Okay, I didn't realize that. Okay, I'll realize that now. Okay, so f4, bishop d7. That was inaccurate. Queen b3, eh? I just don't play queen b3 in this line. Maybe because... I don't know. Queen d2 is not that bad. It's just queen b3 is better. Okay. Knight d7. This is not best. Oh, it wants me to play the b4 idea right away. Oh, that's right, because if I play b4, I don't need the rook to play b4 and trap this bishop. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I knew that was a mistake. Rook a d8. Oh, and knight d5 is still the best move here. Yeah, I knew this was off. So b5. Here, takes. Knight d5 is the worst? Oh yeah, knight d5 was the worst because I forgot I didn't have knight e7. So yeah, I probably should have taken it. So if I take on if I take cx d7, dx c3, queen d6 is so good. Oh. Okay, so I didn't even play the best moves. C5 is the best move? What? Queen C5, E5. Wow. E5 is not the best? Oh, wow. It has this crazy line of DX E5, knight E7, bishop takes, bishop x C6, pawn to C6, and it's like black is like still fine. It's like basically a draw. Okay, yeah, see, this is why you can only go so far with an engine. That's just objectively really tough to do. I could have played bishop d5 and win the game. Oh my god. Okay, well, I deserve to lose that. Oh, g3 was bad. Oh, I should have just taken the pawn right away. Yeah, I think that's what made sense to me, because I want to protect this f pawn, but I guess the f pawn is not as valuable as the b pawn. Yeah. No, it was over. Okay. Well, thank you for watching. We're gonna be doing this every day, at least 1 to 2 games a day. Definitely off to a rough start. I don't mind losing, but losing the way I did of just dropping a queen like that's tough. But it's okay. I learned something from this line. So as I keep doing this every day and keep analyzing and refining some of my moves, I will get better for sure. So I suspect my slope will be a little bit lower, but over time I'm just gonna get much better. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.